Hey, good morning, everybody. What's up? It's Robert Phoenix, and I'm broadcasting to you live from the Hill Country. And I need to get a little bit of focus in my life, so I'm drinking the Focus Aid. The Focus Aid. This is actually a pretty decent beverage in lieu of a coffee. It has some pretty decent ingredients in it. What do we have in here? It is a proprietary blend of acetylcarnitine, alpha glycerol, phosphatidylcholine, ginseng extract, rhodiola, and what else? Green tea and gamma amygdala. What is that? Yerba mate is in here. Some gamma acid is in here. There's some gamma acid. Anyway, if you this company's actually a pretty good company. Not that I'm shilling for them, but they have a number of drinks on their product line that I like and enjoy. Adderall. No, it's not Adderall. Definitely not Adderall. I don't know if you can get Adderall in a can. The rumor is that Coca-Cola has cocaine in it. That's a rumor. Any theanine. There is no theanine in this one, but they do have another version of one of their drinks with theanine. Let's see. Who do we have here? There's Leanne. Good morning, Leanne. There's Fifth Wall, Kestrel. We need to come up with a nickname because we have Ani, the wench with the wrench, Steve Thor by the door. What are we going to come up with Kestrel? Let me think about that. Christine Mose in the house. What's going on, Christine? VV. Good morning. 1-0 Dragon. There's Coach K. Mary Grether. Hi, Mary. Judy Anderson checking in. There's Ani Brito, the aforementioned wench with the wrench. Elizabeth W. JMP Love. Her world is all upside down. Miranda Couch. Good morning, Miranda. Marie Gilson. Bonnie Willow checking in from Salta de Borda. Marie Demir. And Dawn is saying hi through Maury. Maury is Dawn's proxy. All right. Dawn is a Leo, so she's going to have a birthday coming up here pretty darn soon. So why don't we just get this right out of the way and wish Dawn a happy birthday. Craig is an operator. Oh, isn't that interesting? Which Craig are you talking about? Are you talking about Craigslist, Craig? What Craig are you referring to? Talking about Craig Simpson, an operator. What does an operator mean? Does he work for AT&T? Is that what an operator is? Does it work for AT&T? How do you define operator? Since I'm interacting with chat this morning, Mr. Jordan, how do you define operator? Radiant. Okay, radiant. Okay, how do you define operator? Can you be more specific about the operation that Craig is involved with? I'd like to know. When you make a statement like that, especially in chat, people will thank you. July 25th, day out of time. Oh, okay. So we have to backtrack and retrograde and give Dawn a happy birthday. Morning from Florida. Morning back to you. Hi, Tina. Tina, I need to get back to you. I know you wrote me about your membership, and I will get there. I don't forget. I don't miss many things. Oh, just awesome. Just means Craig. Okay, that's great. Good. Because I tell you, sometimes with generations, words mean different things. So I don't know how old you are, Jordan, but in my generation, an operator was somebody who was perhaps less than I don't know, scrutable. An operator meant that there was somebody who was always working an angle. An operator might have been one step above a con. So I'm glad you've defined operator for us. What the heck am I drinking? I've never seen a can like that. All right, shady. There you go, Mimi. Shady. All right, I'll bring the can up again here. This is Focus Aid, and it theoretically helps me focus, so I can bring you the best 190 minutes of flame. Okay, somebody that worked for Time Life. Smooth operator. Now, a smooth operator. Charday thinks about a smooth operator. Now that's That's somebody who's kind of a con, but they're so smooth. They're so smooth. They're so silky smooth that you don't really realize that they're an operator and that you're being operated on, right? That's a smooth operator. Unlike a smooth criminal, although they are probably very closely related, the smooth criminal would be a cousin of the smooth operator. But I think the smooth criminal will be more overt in its sociopathic tendencies. Let's see. You've tried that before. It's good. I drink this stuff. They got a variety of these drinks. Stopping in to say hi. Okay, Nicholas, nice to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Carolina in the Pines. She's checking in. Let's see what else. There's Susie. Susie, the sea goddess, is in. What's happening to Susie? Jan, I can see. Hi, Jan. Jan sent me a wonderful series of pictures where she has devised a very elaborate and creative way for her cats to experience the outside world while still managing to keep them inside. Jan, that was kind of a brilliant sort of, pet erector set kind of project there. Very interesting stuff. Inspirational. Although I don't think I'll be undertaking the same kind of labor that you've laid out for your outdoor cat kingdom. But I will be putting up some bamboo fencing here, which is now apparently in at Home Depot. I had to get it from Home Depot. So the bamboo fencing is in. I just have to cruise down to Kerrville to go pick it up. And once it's in, guess what? Jasper, the astrological cat, will be making his return appearance to the show. I had a weird moment last night with Jasper, but wasn't Jasper. Very strange. So I'm sitting on my couch and I'm working. That's what I do most of the time. In fact, I've been up since 6 o'clock working, which is why, unfortunately, I'm a little late, but I got a hall pass from God. So you'll have to believe me on this one. So I'm sitting down last night and I'm watching the TV. I don't know what I was watching. Something inane, probably. I've been into like interviews from the past. Carson, Letterman, Dick Cavett, looking at these semi-historical figures. I think I was watching an interview with John Saxon, who was a kind of a B actor, but if you saw him, you would know him and recognize him. And he played in a number of westerns. One of his claim to fame was Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee. Now, if Jennifer's in the house, I bet you she knows John Saxon because he was in one of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. So this is where we would like to have our little star connection with Miss Jennifer. Smooth operator is a person who makes smoothies every day. Oh, I like that one. Yeah. Okay. Who else do we have? There's Sherry coming in from Manchester. Sherry, I watched 24-Hour Party People for the 100th time last night. I still love that movie. It's great. Michelle Whistle. Hi, Michelle. How you doing up there in Oregon? Oregon. Maybe Oregon should just change the name of their state to Oregon. Maybe that would really alter things. Just, rearrange the words a little bit and just call the state Oregon. And I think they may have an opportunity or a chance to break on through to the other side. We are having ridiculous rain. Where are you, T Grill? Where are you at? Where's that weather coming in at? Lisa Bankston, good morning from Maine, all the way up at the tip of the continent here. Danica Rose in the house. Claire Guest. Victoria V. We got Victoria V and Vivi. Diana Young. There's Natasha. Hey, Natasha, was thinking about you yesterday. That would be great. Michelle says that would be great to change Oregon to Oregon. You guys are so interesting. There's Faith. Good morning. I know a lot of your stories. I know a lot of you are really interesting people. I love humanity most cases. Every now and then I get a little bit frustrated. Kevin, what's happening? The good stick ever is in the house. No, I'm just kidding. I love William. But I have to say, Kevin, you're my favorite stick ever. Steven, what's happening, man? Steven, your package is in the mail today. I promise you. I've been tardy with that. I promise you. Introspective woodworker. Lots of rain here in Philly. Okay? So we got Philly rain. There's Christy. What's going on, Christy? Coming at us from the old state of Wisconsin. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Did I miss anyone? I think I've gotten most everybody. Lee Michelle. Okay, we got you. Anybody now? Sandy, I'm in the crazy rain here in Southeast PA. Okay, there we go. Emerald, I love it. Emerald V's coming in saying we got ridiculous sunshine. Beautiful. Let's bring in the star of the show today. I'm just guest hosting. I'm co-starring. There's the star of the show, literally the star of the show of the day. In its own sign, Leo. And I'm just here to help the proceedings along. Darren, my man, coming at us from the Big East. What's happening, brother? And then Liz De Leon, she's made it. Congratulations, Liz. You're here. What did Willie Allen say? The key to success in life is showing up 90% of the time or something like that. Lots of sun in Panama. Nice to see you, Lynn. And anybody else? Love that tree behind you. The tree behind me loves you too. I guarantee you that. This tree is capable of incredible unconditional love. Just incredible unconditional love. Cool day in Ecuador. Blue skies, no clouds. So we got a little weather show today. Maybe I should get like a weather map of the world and just start pointing stuff out. Denise Johnson, the backing singer with Primal Scream in New Order, passed away on the 27th of July. Oh. So now we're having the sort of the Gen Xers begin to drop off the map a little bit. I'm not really familiar with her work individually, but I am familiar with the work of those bands. Interesting. Tamara Garth here. Live oak. I believe this is an oak, yes, if I'm not mistaken. I have to say it's a rather impressive tree. I admire this tree on a daily basis. All right. So here's the Jasper story. Was it the Rona? I don't know. Oh, there's a little bit W. Chilly like fall in Chicago. Love to the tree. One of these days, I'm just going to have the tree do the show. I'm just going to have the tree for about 45 minutes. And I bet you the tree gets more views than I do. I would bet on that. I'm just going to do a show with the tree for about 45 minutes. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. And you guys can just chat and I'll have the tree in the background. Lily Tomlin. So this is interesting because I was watching Dick Cavett yesterday. And Lily Tomlin was on Dick Cavett. And she was with Chad Everett, the guy who was the doctor in that show, Emergency. Is that Emergency? Right? Was it Emergency? No, Medical Center. So Chad Everett, an interesting character. Most of the time these people showed up on these talk shows, they're all sauced. You can just tell they're all sauced. And Chad Everett was one of them. And there was an interesting kind of phase with these talk shows where men would come on and they would actually state their opinions quite boldly about feminism, sometimes directly or sometimes indirectly. In the case of Oliver Reed, it was always very directly. In the case of Chad Everett, it was quite indirectly. Lily Tomlin asked him if he owned any animals, and Chad Everett says, I have a couple of horses, I have a dog, 2 cats, and a wife. And Lily Tomlin found that to be offensive. And, it doesn't come off sounding real good. So she walked off the set. And I think Chad Everett made some allusion to her being a lover of the same sex, as it were. So Dick Cavett, always on sort of the liberal tip, made life a little more difficult for Chad Everett after that moment. But the interesting thing about Chad Everett, and I looked up his bio, is that he stayed with the same woman for the entirety of their life together. So there was no divorce. I think he had 2 or 3 girls, and he wound up realizing that he had a problem with alcohol, and he gave up drinking and did the 12 steps and never looked back. So, I think that's a guy who, if he had a bad moment on TV, he certainly probably looked at that and said, I could be a better Chad Everett. And you know what he did? He did become a better Chad Everett. So hats off to Chad Everett. Good for you. Very good for you. Yep. All right. We got Anna. Hey, what's happening, Anna? And Jennifer Fitzgerald. I'd like to see Jasper on the tree. That would be something interesting. Sadie Burton in the house. Robbie's little shadow. Robbie's little shadows here. Yeah, and we can send it messages and you can read them. Yeah, you guys. So yeah. I bet the tree would use some bad language before he leaves. Are you talking about the leaves of the tree? It's like, oh fuck, I lost another one. Is that what you're talking about? Astro tree. Hey, what's happening, Sigurd? Nice to see you in here. Yeah, I think the tree's going to do the show one of these days. That's going to happen. All right, so here's the Jasper story from last night. Then we're going to get into the show. I promise. Hey, what's going on? Jolie Evans, what's happening? So last night I'm sitting down. I think I was watching the John Saxon interview. He was quite old, by the way. I mean, this interview. It's it's hard watching people who were really like active and dynamic, and then towards the end of their life they get wheeled out and they start to do these interviews and they can only remember about half of what their memories are like. It's like, wow, it's just really, it's not something that's all that inspiring. It's like, yeah, it's great. People are trying to have a contact with somebody who was in movies that they really liked or whatever. But it's hard to watch, really. And and I thought about it, like, well, what would happen if I was that age, or when I get to that age, what would I be like? What would I be doing? I'd say what I wouldn't be doing is unless I was like razor sharp, I wouldn't be doing anything like this, which is why I do this 6 days a week, really, because you got to do it while you can, right? 15, 20 years from now, I might be, what was that cat's name? The golden one, he began with a J. Oh, yeah. Jasper. Right. Yeah, I remember him. Remember Jasper? Yeah, he was such a good boy. I loved him. Like, I don't want to be that dude. Right? I don't want to be that dude. So I'll do this as long as I can. I'm more into the Neil Young model. It's better to burn out than it is to rust. I chose this name, Robbie Little Shadow, because I was born 11 years after you, with Pluto conjunct your natal sun. Well, there we go. That's an interesting connection there. Pluto conjunct natal sun. All right. 11 years after me, so it'd be 1971. 1971. Cool, man. Cool. Robert, I'm a mess. I'm a mess. Am I really a mess? Am I really a mess? Somebody said yesterday that I was tech challenged. I don't believe that, by the way. I don't believe I'm tech challenged. In the moment when you're doing something live, you make errors. If you watch a live show on TV, do you think it's perfect all the time? I don't think so. Claire says, my husband's an avid woodworker. He loves to repair old equipment and then uses it. Kelly from Vegas in the house. What's happening? And we got Robert Will. Robert's little shadow. It's Robert Day. It's better to burn out than fade away. That comes out of the Sex Pistols, by the way. Actually, Neil Young. But that was the Sex Pistols motto. I'm saying you are funny. That kind of mess. Oh, okay. See, language is a really important thing. One person's funny as another person's mess, is another person's sloppiness, is another person's inability to function in the world. So I become a stickler for language. All right, here's the Jasper story. Have you checked your links today? I'm working on my links. I was working on my calendar all night last night, all day, trying to get my Bookly set up on my website. There's a learning curve on this new website, and I'm learning it. And I also have been in communication with the hotel, and I just need to get the link from them, which has not arrived in my mailbox. And once I get that link, and that link will happen today, that link will go up on my website, and you'll be able to. Well, first of all, let me just say, I just got to say this: everybody that was at last year's event, you will get first crack. That's just the way it goes. I'm a loyal guy. I'm a loyal guy. So we had about 45 people last year, and I think we're going to cap out at about 80 this year. So if you were at last year's event, you're going to get a private email, and you're going to get first crack at everything. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. And I know a lot of you, I wanted to go last year. I couldn't do it. I really wanted to be there, and that's fine. I'm sure there'll be an opportunity for you to attend. But hey, this is I gotta, it would suck, because if somebody from last year couldn't go this year, it'd be hard, it'd be difficult. And we're gonna double the capacity. So, and I got a lot of really good things happening. Really good things happening. Want to set up a reading. Renee, you're on my list. Renee Fasca, you're on my list today. I saw that you ordered a reading, so you're on my list. You're in my calendar. I would get to you today, Renee. I usually do. All right, so here's the Jasper story. I'm sitting down. I'm watching John Saxon, trying to recall the highlights of his life. And I have this fountain that has been created. And it's right in front of my window in front of the house. And maybe I'll give you guys a tour of the fountain at some point. It's a big fountain, and it's there to attract birds, theoretically. So this is nighttime now. It's about 10 o'clock at night. I'm on my couch, and all of a sudden I look up, and I see a cat on my windowsill, but on the outside of my windowsill, and it looks like Jasper. And this cat is drinking out of this fountain. And it was that weird moment. It was like, he looks so much like Jasper, because these orange tabbies, by and large, they kind of look alike. And he looks so much like Jasper that I had to do this weird double take. Like, what the hell is going on here? What is going on here? And then I looked at my feet, and Jasper was sitting on the ottoman. It was very strange. It was very, very strange. And then I just, I took a picture of him on there. It was, but I didn't want to scare him, so I took it from my couch. It was very odd. It was kind of like, the Gemini effect for cats. It's very strange. But I hope I see him again. Poor guy was thirsty. I don't know what his story is. I don't know if he's a stray or whether he's just taking advantage of the fountain. It reminds me of this one time when I was in this park in Seattle. I'd go to this one park and I'd go jogging. I'd take my dog and I'd go running. It's a pretty cool park. So one day I come out of the park, and there was this guy who I think he was Hmong. Whom I'd never met a Hmong person before. I met Cambodians and Thai and a whole variety of people from Southeast Asia. And this guy, you could tell, was kind of living on his own. He was living on his own. He had a pack. He had a hat. He spoke some English, very, okay English, but not great. And it had been raining, and so there was water, running through the curb and the gutter. And he bent down, and he put his hands in the running water in the gutter, and he splashed his face, and he kind of bathed in this water. And I thought to myself, wow, this is kind of intense. This dude is using this opportunity to be as economical as possible. And for him, that water running through the gutter was our version of water running through the creek. It made no difference for him. And I thought, well, this is a guy who could probably survive some heavy shit, right? If he could take a French bath, as it were, in the waters of the gutter, well, more power to him. He had an edge, this guy, too. He had a serious edge. It wasn't like he was despondent or demoralized. It was sort of like this guy was kind of ready for action. Let's see. We'll have some streaming. Definitely streaming. Okay, let's get into this. Dear blessed and holy Father, Mother God of the great central Sun, within the universal light, which is the light of Yeshua, Son of Emmanuel, we ask that only the highest and best information, wisdom, and truth come through this channel at this time. And that's for the rest of us. We are blessed and graced with the qualities of wisdom and truth and intelligence, compassion, empathy, humor, flexibility, strength, endurance, commitment, focus, clarity, and above all, love. We ask that any karmic residue be cleansed, purified, clarified, and removed from the stream so that we may return to ourselves as we were once before, sovereign, and so be it. All right, let's get cracking. First stop today, Kanye West. Kanye West is continuing his presidential candidacy, and Kanye West has named a running mate. Now, Kanye West, in typical Gemini fashion, has gone in the other direction in terms of choosing his running mate. So he has chosen Wyoming life coach Michelle Tidball, 57, who claims she was first visited by God at 6 months old, and is Kanye West vice presidential pick. And she believes house chores help cure mental illness. Why not? Sometimes the most mundane things can be very, very helpful in keeping a person grounded and focused. Chop wood, carry water, as they say. West announced he was running for president in a tweet posted July 4th. The rapper told Forbes earlier this week that Wyoming-based life coach Michelle Tidball, 57, would serve as his vice president. So if Kanye's got a life coach for vice president, I think there could be a place for me inside the Kanye West administration and White House. I think Kanye, you should be checking out this channel, brother. I could be your staff astrologer. Good things could happen. We'll look at some astrology today too. A lot of you people like, I'll get more astrology. Well, I do 2.5 hours of astrology on Sunday night, but I will do a little astrology today just because people ask for it. All right, keep going here. Let's see. An archived page from Tidball's website details her strong religious convictions. The site also featured an audio recording in which Tidball claimed that doing house chores can help cure mental illness. West said that he would either run as a Republican or as an independent. Like anything I've ever done in my life, I'm doing it to win. Don't underestimate Kanye West. Do not underestimate him. I'm just telling you right now. Kanye West garnered plenty of headlines after announcing his bid for the White House, but far less attention has been paid to the woman who would serve as his vice president. In an interview with Forbes Wednesday, West named Michelle Tidball as his running mate. Now, this is, so Biden will probably choose a so-called black African-American woman. The word in the street is that it might be Susan Rice at this time. They're all going to be loaded with baggage. Good luck. Now, Kanye's going in the other direction. This vote appears to me to be the younger brunette sister of Goldie Hawn. Let's see. What else do we have here? Tidball hails from Cody, Wyoming, the same town where West owns a $14 million ranch. But she has scrubbed clean her web presence in recent days. She's getting serious. However, Internet Archives reveal a glimpse into the mind of the elusive biblical life coach who reportedly ran the website yarash.org. Tidball was reportedly visited by God when she was 6 months old and on the brink of death. I don't have an issue with that. I got no problem with that. In a hospital tent, God visited me and spoke life and destiny, which I can still recall today. Tidball's religious convictions only grew stronger as she recounts. Being raised in the church, I loved God encountered him, but wanted to know more at 17, had an encounter in the heavenly realms and made a decision to serve him all the days of my life. The biography further states that Tidball has various degrees in mental health and criminal justice. She has a bachelor's degree in psychology from the University of Wyoming, but her additional academic credentials are unclear. In a now deleted audio recording, Tidball claims discipline with house chores can help in the battle against mental illness. That's minor. I understand what she's saying. It's like Jordan Peterson. Make your bed. She was Jordan Peterson before Jordan Peterson was Jordan Peterson. I have said this before, and I'm sure my colleagues still don't like me for this statement. I worked with chronically mentally ill for 10 years. And if you get up every day and make your bed and do your dishes, right, you would be better. She's her stating in the audio. Meanwhile, another archive page promotes free MP3 recordings made by Tidball. She explains they're free to her fans because you cannot sell God's revelation. All right, so she has a stake in purity and integrity. I have no problem with that. In his interview with Forbes, West did not detail how he came to meet Tidball. However, in the long and explosive interview with the publication, the rapper made it clear he has broken ranks with President Trump, whom he once supported. He said he would either run as a Republican if Trump dropped out or as an independent. If not, like anything I've ever done in my life, I am doing it to win. West revealed that he would run under a new banner, the birthday party. Because when we win, it's everybody's birthday. I'm liking this campaign more and more. More and more. Could he get Nick Cave somewhere in there? Now, Nick Cave is an Australian. By the way, Nick Cave is born on my birthday, September 22nd. But there's weird stuff with Nick Cave, I have to say. There's some weird stuff with his son, and I don't want to get into it right now. But Nick Cave, of course, had a band called The Birthday Party. West, who initially intended to run in 2024, said he would definitely be making a bid for power this November. He denied that his aim was to split the black vote and hurt the chances of Trump's Democratic opponent, Joe Biden. It was a form of racism and white supremacy to suggest all black people should support the Democrats, he said. He noted during the interview that he had never voted before in his life and said he believes that vaccines are the mark of the beast. This is the guy to get your vote right here. I mean, if you really feel strongly about it, this is your guy to get the vote. The rapper told Forbes he'd been ill with COVID-19 in February and would be suspicious of any vaccines developed to prevent the infection. Repeating false theories. What is this? What is this? Come on. This is, man. The Daily Mail. You gotta re-rack here. Repeating false theories that link vaccine with child developmental disorders. Oh, really? So when they say the way we're going to fix COVID is with a vaccine, I'm extremely cautious. But he's not making any connection with autism there. I mean, this is how disingenuous the press is. He's basically saying, I don't think the vaccine will fix COVID. They're saying that it's linked to this idea that vaccines cause autism. He didn't say that. He did not say that. This is where you want to take the media and just, shove a hot poker, right, straight into their planet Uranus. Also in our interview, West said he envisions a White House management model based on the secret country of Wakanda. You got to give it up. The guy's got some imagination. On Democrats, West said that he had been threatened as a black man to support the Democrats, or his music career would be over. He added that this was the reason why he'd been too scared to register to vote before now. He said there is a form of racism, white supremacy, and white control that says all black people need to be Democrat, and why he supported Trump. The rapper said Trump is a president who allows God to be part of the conversation. He said he wore the MAGA hat to protest the segregation of votes in the black community. On coronavirus, West said he was praying and the virus was related to God, suggesting humans need to stop doing things that make God mad. On the moment he decided to run for president, he was in the shower when it hit him to run for president. I just laughed in the shower. I don't know for how long, but that's the moment it hit me. I get great ideas in the shower, by the way. And on the Wakanda management model, he said, let's see. He added, you got Kanye West, one of the most powerful humans I'm not saying the most because you got a lot of alien superpowers. And so collectively we can set it free. This is just going to be amazing theater. Amazing theater. Like, this is the one of the sideshows at the circus that might even be better than what's going on in the center ring. And I will continue to report on Kanye West's march to the White House as we move closer and closer to the election day. Very interesting stuff. Very, very interesting material. All right, what else do I have linked up here? I wanted to go over the Jeffrey Epstein guest list, the passenger list. It's been now completely unredacted. Now, I read this list before, and I read this list. I started reading off this list, I think, around 2015, maybe? 2015, 2016. So I was all over the Epstein list at least 4 years ago. But let's revisit the list for a moment, just to have a gander at the unredacted list. There's some interesting names here. Very interesting. Here we go. Where is it? I think, where is this now? I have two. All right, let me just, what is this? Yeah, that's it. Because I have two windows open for this thing. All right, here we go. Well, here's the list. Here is the list right here. Some very interesting people. Some of you are familiar with these names, but I'm going to just kind of race through it. And let's see who we have here. Let's go with the A's. Do we know any of these people? They're not going to the top of the list, if you know what I'm saying. What about here? Not really. There's phone numbers and all kinds of stuff here. How about here? The B's. Well, there's Alec Baldwin. We knew he was there. He was on the list. Doug Bands, Office of William J. Clinton. Hello. He's on the list. Look at all those contacts from Mr. Bands. Let's see who else. Let's see. Lord and Lady Beaumont. They're on the list. And who else do we have? There's David Blaine and Tony Blair and Mike Bloomberg. And let's see, who else do we have here? Anybody interesting here? It's going to start to get very interesting. I mean, some of these people are probably quite wealthy, even though we don't know who they are. There's Mr. Richard Branson. He's on the list. When the name has a square around it, they're very important people in terms of Jeffrey Epstein's life. Very important people. These are people that really should be paid attention to. Hey, there's a Bronfman. Imagine that. Jean-Luc Brunel. There's somebody that should be, like Jimmy Buffett. I've never liked Jimmy Buffett. Sorry. Never got into Jimmy Buffett. Not a fan. Let's see who else we have here. Naomi Campbell. Okay, we've seen Naomi Campbell's name pop up and surface all over this stuff. So that's not surprising. Well, let's see who else. Somebody just has Carmine. And somebody has the name Caprice. They're probably happy they're in there as this Carmine or Caprice, don't you think? Let's see what else do we have. More than just in the C's here. Larry Cohen. I wonder if that's the guy who's the film director. It might be the independent maverick filmmaker, Larry Cohen. It wouldn't surprise me if his name was in there. Although it's a fairly common name. Here's where it starts to get really interesting. Now we got a Phil Collins sighting. Phil Collins, of course, is a Mason. He's a Mason. Not to say that all Masons are bad, but I'm just making an observation. So we have Phil Collins and looks like his wife. Let's see, Jennifer Diabo, maybe related to Olivia Diabo, perhaps? Question mark. Dave Davies, I think, is in here. I think this is the guy who's Ray Davies' brother. I could be mistaken. I do not want to be sued, but there is a Dave Davies. He is a member of the Kinks, and there is a name in there named Dave Davies. Perhaps it is not the same Dave Davies. I'm just making an association. Dave Davies. If you are not that Dave Davies, please understand and know that I'm not saying that that is you. But if it is you, Dave Davies, well, that's another discussion altogether. All right, now we've got Minnie Driver. Now we've got Elie Wiesel. Elie Wiesel, you know that guy, right? The guy who is a forger and a fraud. Now, this is really interesting. This character right here, Dale Gerasi. And I want to show you why Dale Gerasi is interesting. This is let me stop this. I'm going to show you why Dale Gerasi is interesting. Caprice is a one-name model from U.S. Thank you, Puka. Thank you for clarification on that. So when I lived in California, I actually used to go to this place called the Gerasi Foundation. I've been there numerous times. I had a friend who was a chef at this place. So essentially, artists would go out to the Gerasi Foundation. Oh, look at that now. Who is that? That is Ghislaine Maxwell's sister. Originally home to the Salsan tribe of the Ohlone Indians, the land was home to logging operations and working cattle ranches well into the 20th century. In the early 1960s, the property was purchased by Carl Gerasi. Carl Gerasi worked for Syntex, and he is considered to be one of the founders of the birth control pill, which I think the primary ingredient for the birth control pill was horse urine. It's a hormonal mimic, right? They're using the hormones in the horse urine to basically mimic the egg cycle, but to do something quite different with it, right? So he was often known as the father of the pill. So that is Carl Gerasi, and that is the younger Gerasi, Dale's father. And I met Carl Gerasi. Now, this is how the whole thing started with the Gerasi Foundation, is that Pamela, who was Carl's daughter, committed suicide at 28. She just couldn't be a part of the 27s. 28, and then soon afterwards, Carl visited Florence, Italy, with Stanford English professor Diane Middlebrook, later his wife, and tried to come to terms with his daughter's death. There they considered the patronage that the Medici family had given to artists in Renaissance Italy and decided that extending similar support to contemporary women artists would be a meaningful way to honor Pamela's life work. So the idea with the Gerasi Foundation is that if you were an artist, and not just a woman, because I knew male artists that went there, a friend of mine, well, you know who he is. His name is Stephen Kent. Stephen spent some time at the Gerasi Foundation, and I think he was working on a record there. So you could go there, and it was like being an artist in residence. And they would have multiple artists there simultaneously. So people could kind of bounce off one another. And the place itself is beautiful. It's a beautiful place, but it gets weird. I mean, the whole story about Gerasi and the pill, and then now the son Dale, who happens to be connected to Ghislaine Maxwell's sister. The whole thing just gets so entangled and so strange because his father was sort of the Dr. Frankenstein of modern biology. And, you know, it's the pill that really changes sexual mores in a huge way. The pill is the anti-sacrament in a lot of ways, and it also has screwed up a lot of women and their hormonal system. Anyway, that was just a brief little stop. One guy, Dale Gerasi, I could probably do a whole show on that. But I think this is somebody that, if I'm not mistaken, Polly has covered a little bit on the Dale Gerasi. But like I said, I've been to the foundation. It's a beautiful place. Griffin Dunn. Griffin Dunn is on there. Let's see who else we have. Bernie Ecclestone. Oh boy. For all you Formula One people. The Duchess of York, quite a few contacts there for her. Ed Epstein, that is his brother, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see anybody else here. Chris Evans. I wonder if that's the actor, Chris Evans. Question mark. A fairly common name. Rupert the Hahn Fairfax. That's a person that would be interesting to meet. Rupert the Hahn Fairfax. Is that short for Hun? Rupert the Hun. Let's see, who do we have here? Some of you people may know some of these other people if you are related to their fields or their countries. Now, this one bummed me out, I have to say. Brian Ferry. Although, if you listen to some of the music, if you look at some of the album covers, Roxy Music is definitely indictable. They have a song called Trash, which is about having sex with an underage girl. Only 17. That's a line from the song. Anyway. Martin Fine. Ray Fine. Ooh, the Fine family in the house. Martin Fine, Ray Fine, and Suzanne Fine. A lot of Fines there. Howard Finkelstein. Princess Furval, she's there. She's part of the Forbes are represented, obviously. Charles Ford, Steve Forbes. These could be just business contacts, right? It could just be somebody that they're doing business with, theoretically. Furstenberg, we know about Furstenberg as a family name. Lots of Furstenberg. Let's see, who else do we have here? This is just the G's. And today I'm running off of my extension cord broke. So I've got about 23% power. And so if this goes off today, it's not because the powers that be have decided that that they need to take the stream down. I could, I suppose, relocate. And then you guys could get a Jasper fix if you wanted to. Let's see, who else do we have here? Habsburg, that's a very old family. Very, very old family. Somebody named Sharon Handler. This is all public now. This has all been, a lot of these names have been blacked out or their contact info. Here's Dustin Hoffman. He's in there. And he was a Me Too guy, by the way. But his Me Too stuff just went away very, very quickly. Very quickly. Like John Huntsman. Ooh. John Huntsman. I think he is a ambassador to some country somewhere. Of course, this could be just a business associate, right? But even if you're a business associate, you don't want your name on this list. I'm sorry. You're like, eh. Even if you had nothing to do with the scandalous side of Jeffrey Epstein, and you're just in here, you're like cringing. Ted Kennedy Jr., Bobby Kennedy and Mary. Bobby Kennedy and Mary, Ethel Kennedy. I wonder what Bobby this is. Emergency contact, Carrie Cuomo. See that? What's up with that? It's a little, and again, it could just be, political. A lot of Kennedys here. Ethel Kennedy, Senator Edward Kennedy, a lot of Kennedys. A lot of Kennedy action. That's interesting though. The Kerry Cuomo emergency contact info. Who do we have here? We got David Koch. I think is that one of the Koch brothers? Question mark. Dolly Mal Lai. Mr. Highlander, Christopher Lambert in the book. Let's see, who else do we have? Doug Lyman, the film director. He directed Go. Remember that? Oh, I don't want that right now. He's in there. Oh, definitely getting on the low power tip. I may have to relocate. To finish this. I can feel it. All right, what do we have here? You know who's in this, and I missed him. I got to go back because it has to do with what we were talking about yesterday with Monty Python. I missed this, actually. I didn't miss it on purpose. I wasn't covering up for him. It wasn't like, oh, gee, I got to cover up for this guy. I just have to go back here. Where are we? It's going to be right there. Who do we have? John Cleese. Okay, listen, I got to relocate. Just stay with me, okay? This is one of the beauties of live television or live, a live stream. You get to see things on a live stream. Don't happen. See, today you can actually see that I'm earthing today. See that? Today is my earthing. Been earthing, and there's the community of fire ants who have chosen to not bother me during the earthing process. And I'll give you a little tour of the backyard there. See, the grass is starting to grow and getting greener since I've been watering. You see back there in the corner, I just created a small archery range. Can you see that? That's a new addition to the compound here. And this is where I'm going to practice taking down a big game right there. And it looks like we had a branch fall. We had a storm yesterday. All right, so indulge me, please, while I relocate because I need to plug in. You'll get a Jasper sighting, too. I know a lot of you missed him. So here we go. We're just going to take a little trip through here. Hucklebuck Jim. Here's Hucklebuck Jim. Here's the ceiling, and as you can see, there's a lot of wasp and a lot of wasp action. And let's see what else we have. Here's the kitchen. There we go. Thank you for indulging me so I can continue to do the show because my extension cord broke. I know it's a little funky. I'll try to give you a decent view of the backyard as I continue to do this. Okay, there we go. All right. So now I'm back. And, this is Darren, who's actually in chat. This is one of his pieces of art. Isn't that cool? I put that up there. It's got great art. Okay, here we go. Jasper, your people have been asking about you. You want to come over? You want to come over and say hi? All right, here we go. I just got to plug in so we can continue the stream and I can finish this show. Sometimes it's the way life is. Right? Life is this way. Come on, man. People have been asking about you. They've been asking about you. This is your moment. You want to come over? He's in his cat condo. That's what he's doing. All right. So now I can finish the show. Thanks for your patience. Come on. Come say hi to your people. Come on. He is so tired. Come on. Get over here. Let's go. Come on. Get up here. Right here. All right. There he is. You guys been asking about Jasper. The rumors that he's been abducted are not true, or that I sold him off in some form of cat trafficking. That's not true either. You want to say hi to your people? Say hi to your people. Say hi to your people. There they are, right there. The Astro Cat is in the house, literally and figuratively. All right. Thank you. Yeah, I know. Thanks for coming over. Appreciate that. Anything you want to say to these people? Any words of wisdom? Anything you want to share? What's your message? You got a message to share? What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? All right, let's keep going with this list. Thanks for putting up with the movement there. Okay. Yeah, I know. You're not on the list. I checked. You're cool. You're good. You're good. All right. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Yeah, I know. All right. Now you're going to come in, and now you're going to try to. The Duke of York is on there, as well as the Duchess of York. Okay, we're in the E's now. I don't think we were in the E's before. We might have stopped at the E's. Let's see. Ed Epstein, he's there. Elie Wiesel, he was in there, right? Let's see. Who else? Yeah, there's Brian Ferry. And I knew he was in there. I'd seen his name in there before. It's like, But if you look at the Roxy Music album covers, you have transsexuals, nudity. As a kid, you're like, ooh, isn't that cool? Okay, who else do we have? The Furstenbergs. I think that have we gone to the G's yet? Because I went back to Cleese, which was interesting. We got a Getty there. We got some Gettys. They're the Gettys. Who else? Let's see. Anybody here that I recognize? A lot of unrecognizable people, but you know that these are not insignificant people on some level, either business-wise or society-wise or bloodlines. Let's see. Cornelia Guest, who is the actress. That's a name I recognize. Who else do we have here? On the H's, we got the Habsburgs, which we talked about. Hefner, Bob Hefner here. And let's see. I think we've been down to the H's, haven't we? Yeah, Dustin Hoffman. We're talking about Dustin Hoffman. We've been here already. And let's see what we have here. We're into the I's and the J's. Michael Jackson. Is that the Michael Jackson? I don't know. Question mark. Lauren Hutton, the famous model with the gap in her tooth. Oh, yeah. There's Mick Jagger. He's in there, of course. How could he not be? And let's see. Who else do we have? Yes, Coke. We saw Coke before. Yes, we saw Christopher Lambert before. Yes, we've been down here. We missed the Jagger piece. And let's see who else do we have. Courtney Love. There is the square. That's like, okay, that is a person that actually has a lot of merit in, well, I would say merit. That's not the right word. That's a person that is an important person to Mr. Epstein. Very important person. Anybody with a square around their name, those are the ones. Michael Mailer. I wonder if he's any relation to Norman Mailer. Let's see who else we have here. Peter Mandelson, for all you Brits. That's a very important name. Correct. Let's see. Who else do we have? Parisi Massimo, Stephen Marks, and let's see. Let's go a little bit deeper into the M's. Mm-hmm. A lot of Maxwells. Here's where the Maxwells show up. Maxwell in the house. Do they still make Maxwell House coffee? If you were Maxwell House Coffee, would you think about changing your name right now? I would. What? I would definitely think about changing the name. Maxwell House Coffee. Lots of Maxwells. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Anthony McFarland. Isn't that guy connected to like defense? Was he like a general or in the did he have a position inside the in the U.S. government that was dealing with defense? I think so, if I'm not mistaken. Who else do we have here? Cheryl Mills. That Cheryl Mills. That's Cheryl Mills is connected to the Russiagate stuff. Am I right? Absolutely. What else do we have here? Let's see. We got some Moores in the house. Nick and Lucy Morris. No relation, by the way. Rupert Murdoch. He's there. Monckton. I think that's connected to what? Lord Monckton, if I'm not mistaken. That's who else we have here. We're in the O's. If you're John Oates, you're saying, God, I'm glad my name is not in here. We got an Oppenheim. Let's see. Anybody else here of interest? And now we're into the O's here. Now, Catherine Oxenberg is an interesting or a person of interest because she also shows up in the Nexium world. Catherine Oxenberg. Let me see if I can go back here. Where is she? She shows up in the Nexium world because her daughter was deeply involved in Nexium. Oh, this is Christina. This is the same. I believe this is the same person, if I'm not mistaken. Is Catherine in there? No, that's Christina. This is the same person, if I'm not mistaken, who was also connected to Nexium. So we're seeing the interstitial connection between Nexium and the Epstein experience. All right, Palumbo, James Palumbo. Andres Pastrana, Joel Pashkow. Lots of connections there, Mr. Pashkow. A lot of UN connections. He would be an interesting person to do a deeper dive on, I think. Anybody that's got multiple numbers, I think they'd be interesting people to do deeper dives on. Okay, anybody here? We have Ricky Peterson. I bet you Ricky is now singing to, or was singing to Jeffrey Epstein, please lose my number. Okay, who else do we have here? John Peters. I think that's the movie producer. But his name, I think, is spelled Jon, if it is the same John Peters, the former hairdresser, who the movie Shampoo was based on. Okay, who else do we have here? Anybody interested here? Now we're into the P's. Oh, there we go. A little Prince Charles action. I wonder if you could reach him on those numbers. What if that Prince Charles cell phone? We got a Pritzker in the house. A couple of Pritzkers. Let's see. Who else? Wasn't Simon Le Bon in here? I remember seeing Simon Le Bon's name. Oh, Joan Rivers. How did we miss that? Yeah, you got to go back. I think Simon Le Bon was in here. It doesn't surprise me, by the way. He's always seemed a bit sleazy to me. Let me see if we can find Kennedy Cuomo. That's wild. Lang, Lambos, Lambert, Larson, Lazar. So there he is. Yes, Simon and Yasmin Le Bon. There, see? I remember him being in the list. He's a Scorpio, but he's always seemed slimy to me. Just seems a little sleazy. Maybe that's why the girls loved him. You ever see his kids? Freaking gorgeous. All right. Not that I'm making that statement, but they're progeny. Good genes, theoretically. Okay, who else do we have here? It's a little bit slow here on the scroll, but okay, we're into the R's now. Might have missed a few, but Charlie Rose. Uh-oh. The Branson family, a fairly well-connected English family. Now we got the Rothschilds coming in. Jessica, Hannah. Is that Rob Rosenstein or Rod Rosenstein? Curious. Let's go back. There's Prince Charles, the Pritzkers. Who else do we have here? Alan Quartucci. Now we're going to be coming to the P's again. P, Q, R. Let's see, who do we have here? Yeah, we have Charlie Rose, the Rothschilds. And Peter Roth. We got more Rothschilds. Edouard de Rothschild. Now, these are the heavy hitter Rothschilds. Edouard and Evelyn. Who else do we have? We're almost there. I just want to go through the rest of this list. Thanks for being patient. Because some of you haven't seen this before. And now it's being just basically opened up. This was redacted. There were names and numbers that were blacked out. You got Peter Soros. Oh, look at that. Look at that. This is a person of interest inside of Jeffrey Epstein's world. Remember, the names that have the squares around them were theoretically important to Jeffrey Epstein and his operation. Let's see. Anybody else here? Let's go a little bit higher, or rather further into the list. Let's guess we get to the T's. Jasper's taking a nap. David Tisch, part of the Tisch family, who I believe own CBS, if I'm not mistaken. Tolman, isn't that a Formula One family? Tolman, if I'm not mistaken, that's true. A lot of Tolmans there. Blaine. So here we go now. You're going to start to see the Trump names show up. Blaine and Robert Trump, Ivana Trump, Ivanka Trump. Robert and Blaine Trump. Keep going here. Back a bit. Now the question is, how do you feel about the Trumps being on this list? Question mark. Are they business associates? There's Chris Tucker, the actor, if I'm not mistaken. Christy Turlington, the model. Let's see, who else do we have here? Governor Turnbull. Mm-hmm. We're almost done. Just going through the list. Rupert Wainwright. Mike Wallace. How about that? Let's go back up. You got some Weinsteins or Weinsteins or they're there. Here we go. This is Wainwright. We have who else here? We're almost done. Barbara Walters. I just saw her. Sorry, I'm having a hard time getting to this one page here because the scroll is. Here we go. This is the page we wanted to look at. We have Bob Weinstein. That is Harvey Weinstein's brother. Now, Harvey's not in here. It looks like Bob is the contact. Again, this could be purely business. Quite possibly, correct? Elie Wiesel showing up 2 times. Anybody else? Dr. Ruth is in here. Oh, my God. Dr. Ruth and Jeffrey Epstein. Would you want to be a fly on the wall with that conversation? How did Dr. Ruth get to be so popular? Steve Wynn, he's in here. The Vegas guy. Let's see. Who else do we have? Anybody of interest here? Certainly Steve Wynn. We got some Windsors showing up. We're almost done. We're almost finished here. I think that's it. I think that is the end of the list. That's 63 pages, by the way, of unredacted Jeffrey Epstein. We got one more page, looks like. Jeffrey Epstein contacts. What's going on here now? Shoe repair. Got to get those shoes repaired. I guess these are businesses. Now, this is interesting now. Okay, I'm glad we kept going here and didn't stop at page 63. Here's where a lot of look, Mr. Whipple. Mr. Whipple is in Jeffrey Epstein's book. I always thought that Mr. Whipple was a bit of a perv, squeezing the Charmin and the whole nine, So Mr. Whipple's there. It doesn't surprise me. Okay, so here we go. We have getting down to the Prince of Yugoslavia. He's in there. And I think he's got his name squared off, doesn't he? Yes, let me go back up. Come on. You can do this. And it's page 63 still. Okay. Okay, let's just go back down here. Yeah, okay. So let's just skip that page. I'm sure those people will be thrilled. Not that they watch my show. All right, here we go. This is where things get. All right, so now we've got Joseph and Florina Rueda. They've got the square twice. Somebody named Sarah Kellen squared off. Oh, and look who else gets the square. Right there. Ghislaine Maxwell. She's got the square. And I guess these are businesses that he would frequent. Dewat, Hot Cuisine of India. Delmonico's, that's a steakhouse, isn't it? In New York. Exercise, New York, a lot of hotel connections. Elio's. And here's one, coffee shop. Christie's, of course, Christie's. Electrolysis. That's a very important number to have. Let's see. Anything else? We got entertainment. Is that clubs, finance? We got some Brazilian connections here. Tribeca Grill, Two Bunch Palm. And do we have any more here? Massage Paris. Oh, yeah. That's an important entry right there. Put the square around that. And, of course, lawyers, whoever they are. We got Stefan Couteau and Geraldine Talavera. I bet if you called some of these numbers, you could probably get in touch with some of these people. They probably would not like it very much. And we got a lot of squared off entries here. Let's see what we have. These are the important ones. Jeffrey J, Massage A, Island. Ew, Island. Interesting. Very interesting. And we have a few connections there with our friends in the Fertile Crescent. There's some Italy pieces. Jeffrey J. Who is Jeffrey J? Appointment for Models. Jeffrey J. I wonder if that's Jeffrey Jones, the actor. I wonder if that's him. He's a weird guy, by the way. Oh, there's all of Jeffrey Epstein's own numbers. He's got them in his own diary there, or his own contact book. Island contacts. Paul Hoffman. Lots of hotels. Let's see. Ehud Olmert. Michelle Campos. We got a whole new list here. Leon Black, Jerry Beck, Anthony Barrett, Nadia Bjorlund, David Borden, Butler Aviation in Newark. You do a whole show on just calling these people. I'm just going to do one or two more pages. Let's see. Walter Isaacson. Hello. This is Mr. Aspen Institute, Walter Isaacson, in Jeffrey Epstein's book. The Insurance Office of Central Ohio. You know, that is where Les Wexner is from, is Ohio. That's why I think this entry is in his book, because of Les Wexner's presence in Ohio. Doesn't that make sense? Oh, look, we got a John Kerry sighting. About that. Oh, the hits just keep on coming. Cindy Lopez, person of interest. George Mitchell, senator. Man, we got a whole new list here. Whole new. This is this list I have not seen before. I'm pretty sure this is a kind of a new list that I haven't seen. Maybe I have, but I don't remember. I remember the list ending at one station alphabetically. So this is Buckingham Research. Oh, look at what we have here. Look at what we have here. In the book. Not only is he in the book, he's L7. He's squared up. Look at all those numbers. What do we got there? We got, let's see, got the new cell. Oh, his Martha's Vineyard numbered. His MV fax. What is MV? Mount Vernon? New York apartment. His connection with Carolyn Cohen. I think that's his wife, right? Perhaps. Look at all those connections. He's special. He's got a square around his name. Alan Dershowitz is a special guy in Jeffrey Epstein's book. Oh, he just went to the island with his grandkids and his kids. It was merely a professional relationship. Nothing more. And if he had had any hint of any wrongdoing, he would have turned him in immediately. Oh, yeah, right. Oh, yeah, right. We've been here before. Walter Isaacson. We've been down this path, haven't we? Yes, we have. There's a Cindy Lopez. Michael Ovitz, the agent, Hollywood agent, he's in there. Does that surprise anybody? A lot of pilot information in there. Joe Pagano. What is this? This is a big section right here. So there are a lot of names. Well, not even names and numbers. It's mostly numbers. Oh, this is Jeffrey Schatz, Douglas Shuttle, Caroline Stark. Let's see who else here. Warren Spector, Monty Shadow. That's a name, Monty Shadow. Let's see. Anybody else? There's Wexner. Now we're showing. And guess what? Boy, not only does he have the square, he's got the square 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and he's got an arrow. You know, you may as well just have his picture or something next to all this to make it even more theoretically important. So now we've got Dershowitz and Wexner and Courtney Love all squared off. Dershowitz just probably hates this shit so badly. Good. Tom Sawyer. What's that all about? There's a guy named Tom Sawyer, apparently. And Tom and Pat Sawyer. Then there's Jeffrey at 71st Street. And all these people in here, man. We're almost done. See, if I didn't keep going. Oh, look, there's Tyndall. Well, okay, Tyndall. No, that was. Okay, hold on. What else do we have here? Boy, he's in his own book quite a bit. Let's see. Anybody else? Got to have your insurance agencies in there. Prudential Insurance, the insurance company of Jeffrey Epstein. Piece of the Rock. Let's see who else. Anybody else? Jerome Pierre. There's a person of interest. Let's see. Scotland Yard. You want to get a hold of Scotland Yard? It's right in there. There's their number. Call them up. Hey, did you know you're in Jeffrey Epstein's book? What's that all about? Of course, the all-important couriers, DHL, airlines, Air France, Delta, frequent flyer clubs. It's all here. I mean, if you're looking at this thing, the tools of the trade are all in here for Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. Travel, insurance, hotels, contacts. It's all here. Look at that. Raytheon, that's a private corporation. So this is a very interesting. And then you have names here within Raytheon, Karen Jenkins. Very interesting. This would be air travel that would be under the radar, probably literally and figuratively. Immunization, NetJets, plane charter. Want to get away? TWA. I don't think Jeffrey Epstein flew Southwest. Okay, here we go. These are maybe he did. Let's find out. Travel. No. Doesn't look like Southwest is in there. You could call Southwest up and say, I have Northwest. You call Southwest up and say, do you know that you were one of the airlines that did not show up in the Jeffrey Epstein book? I say, thank God. United, U.S. Air. I just saw something I wanted to go over. There was something. Where was this? British Airways, Air France. Well, he was just a customer, just like any other customer. It's back here. Jerome Pierre, there's a guy that is squared up there. Where was it? I think it might have been back here. Yeah, this is we didn't spend a lot of time on this page. So there's Ghislaine again. Police PB. It's a 561 area code. What is that? Pompano Beach? Is that what that is? I think it's Pompano Beach. Bill Marinette. Now, what's interesting about Bill Marinette is that some of these numbers in here are redacted. Some of those numbers are redacted, which, as we've seen, that has not been the case with some of these other people. Like, this is the first case of seeing any kind of redaction in this document. Very interesting stuff. Police 24 hours. La Familia. There was one other name here that did grab my attention. You got Stitchcraft, you got some chiropractors in here, some doctors, a lot of doctors. Dr. Farkas. She calls some of these people up. Oh, hello, is this Dr. Bruno? Yes, hi, Dr. Bruno. You come highly recommended from Jeffrey Epstein. I'm wondering if I might be able to book an appointment with you. Now here's guy, just Ishmael. This is Susan Kent. She's at the Department of, what is that, DVM. Let's say DMV, DVM, Doctor of what? Veterinary Medicine. That's what she is. She's a vet. Susan Kent, vet. Recommended by Jeffrey Epstein. Some of this shit is like the kiss of death, really, if you think about it. If you're in the book. Is anybody else here? Come on. I think that's about it. I think I've mined this book. There was one page here that I wanted to get to. It was the page before this one. Give me 1 second and let this thing scroll a bit. And then I got to go. Here, this is the page I want. I think we were here. Yeah, anyway, there's Ghislaine again. Now, John, it's John Bodie. Okay, that's good. Because I looked like for a minute it was John Brody. It's like, no, not John Brody. Okay, so there we go. A trip into a deep dive into Jeffrey Epstein's book there. Very interesting people of interest. Am I right? Lots of people of interest. Okay, let's just check in on the comments here. Because I got to roll. Well, it looks like the comments themselves are not so refreshing, and that's okay. God knows I don't want to be called a tech mess. I have a reputation to uphold. You know? I have a reputation to uphold. We'll get into some astrology tomorrow. We're peeking out on the full moon here. A lot of that full moon energy in Aquarius was happening last night. So I will be back tomorrow. And thanks for being a part of today's show. People are very they're quite supportive of the positive end of the show. So I would say that the positive end of today's show is that things are changing rapidly. Things are rapidly changing. And remember, nothing is set in stone. You know, the fixed fate or the fixed reality of the World Economic Forum and their reset, that is not a finished chapter. Not at all. You know, we have our own story to write, and we write it every day. word by word, letter by letter, word by word, phrase by phrase, sentence by sentence, paragraph by paragraph, page by page. What will your story be today? Will it be a heroic tale, a tragic comedy? Will you indulge in some pathos? Will you be writing a chapter in a self-help manual? What about a Harlequin romance novel? It is your page to write. And for some of you who are in another part of the world and your day is nearly done, you have the evening chapter to look forward to. So choose your words wisely. String your sentences together with conscious awareness. And make sure every paragraph of every moment of your day is chock full of whatever meaning you want to derive from it. So if you're going to write a story, it's your own personal story, write the best one you can. Because at the end of the day of days, you will reflect back on your story in this lifetime, and you will see, sentence by sentence, chapter by chapter, page by page, volume by volume, just how good of a story you co-authored. And with that, use your head to discern what's real, your heart to step what's possible. Thank you very much. I'll be back tomorrow. And for everybody who is waiting for me to get in touch with them, it's happening. And the link will be up today. You people who have been part of last year's event and emails coming at you, and the rest of you, I promise there'll be enough space for people who did not attend to attend this year. We will have a cap, though. We will have a limit, and I think it's probably going to be around 80 people, probably 88, if I can make that number work. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for participating. Thanks for being here. Bye for now.